Hey, good morning, everybody. As you can see from my sign, today we're going to look at 10 English sayings, and I'll give you some examples of each saying, situations where you would actually use them. Excuse me. I just want to say hi to Charlie and Jojo and Mina and Feng, who are in the chat already, and hello to Irene as well. Thank you so much, guys, for coming out. I'll try to hold this higher so that people can see. But yeah, today we're going to start with, hello, Heike. We're going to start with 10 English sayings. So, but before we get started, I just want to remind people that I know most of you are subscribers, but if you're not, please click the red subscribe button below. Give me a thumbs up at some point during this video if it's helping you learn English. So I'm Bob the Canadian. Most of you know me. I make videos on YouTube. If you haven't had a chance, you should go and watch Tuesday's video where I interview other Canadians and I ask them what they like about Christmas. It's a great video for you to hear someone else besides me. Let me just check my audio to make sure things are working. Tuesdays. Yep, looks like everything is good. So we're going to look at a few sayings today. In English, we tend to have little quips, little phrases, little sayings that we say from time to time. And we usually, before we say something like, well, you know what they say. So the first one, well, you know what they say, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I'll hold this up a little bit longer. So what they mean by this, if we say the squeaky wheel gets the grease, it means the person who complains the most sometimes gets taken care of first. So the person who is the squeaky wheel, the person who makes the most noise or who complains the most, gets taken care of first. So think about it in terms of if you had 3 children and all of the children, and you have a bag of candy and all the children want candy, and sometimes the child who yells and jumps and says they want candy the loudest, you give them candy first just so they'll quiet down. So they would be the squeaky wheel in that situation, getting the grease. I just want to say hi to a few people that have joined. Hello, Siritat. Hello, Olga. You guys are so great, regulars coming out to watch this live stream. So we looked at squeaky wheel. Another one, should I say it every time? You know what they always say, better late than never. I hope yes, that's the one that I'm reading. Better late than never. So better late than never, we can look at this in terms of if you were a student in school, and let's say you had a paper or a project or an assignment that was due on a Tuesday and you hand it in on a Wednesday, so it's 1 day late. You could say it's better late than never, which means it's better to hand it in 1 day late. That's better than not doing it at all. So better late than never. You could also use it to refer to maybe your mom and dad invited everyone over for a get-together, and you come late, and you could say, well, it's better late than never. So it's better to be late to the party than to not come at all. So you know what they say, better late than never. Some people come to the live stream late. It's better to come late than not at all. So another saying we have is there's no place like home. Most people, if you were to ask them what their favorite place to be in the world is, they would say their home. I would say this myself, my favorite place to be is at home. So there is a saying, there's no place like home, because we all recognize that the most enjoyable place to be is at home. So sometimes when you go on a long trip, when you return from somewhere far away, you might sit in your favorite chair at home and say, there's no place like home. Yes, hello Ying. Hello, how are you? Better late than never. Yes, that's the one that we just went over. Thanks for joining. Hello, William. Welcome to the live stream as well. I'm just going to do an audio check again, people, because... Yes, hello Ying. Yeah, everything seems to be working really well. So the next one is the early bird catches the worm. So this sounds kind of funny because we're talking about birds and worms. You know what worms are? They're like the little wriggly things that come out of the ground when it rains, and birds land and they eat them. What this means is that the person who is the first one there at a place usually gets the most benefit. So the best example would be, let's say your boss bought coffee and donuts for all of the employees, but he only bought 12 donuts and there's 15 employees. So whoever gets to work first is going to get a donut. So that would be a situation where we say the early bird gets the worm. So the people who normally come to work early or on time will be the most likely to benefit, the most likely to get a donut. So the early bird gets the worm. We also, a smaller version of this is someone who gets up early, someone who likes to get up at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. We call them an early bird. Some days I'm an early bird, some days I'm not. Next one, actions speak louder than words. So actions speak louder than words. So what this is referring to is someone who actually does something that means a lot more than someone who says they're going to do it and then doesn't do it. So a good example would be at the end of a family dinner, people need to do the dishes. You need to wash the plates. So someone who jumps up right after the meal and helps do all the dishes, that speaks louder than someone who says you should do it but never actually does it. So the action speaks louder than words. Another example would be maybe there's someone who's quite wealthy and they say you should give money to the poor, but they don't actually do it. And there's another person who helps out all the time, making the lives of poor people better. So that action speaks louder than the rich person's words. So when you do something, it means more than if you just say you're going to do it. Hello, Baya. I'm not sure if I said hi to Ying yet. Hi, Ying. Hi, Salam. Sorry when I make mistakes saying your names. It's kind of hard for me to know exactly how to pronounce them. I have a few more here. Just give me a sec to get a little bit organized again. Let's see here. Okay. So the next one is practice makes perfect. This is a really good one for you guys. When you are learning a language and you want to be able to speak the language perfectly, you need to practice. So you need to repeat things over and over again. So practice makes perfect is just a little saying to encourage people to do the practice. So for instance, maybe you're learning 100 new words, and the best way to perfect the use of those words, the best way to be able to use those words perfectly is to practice those words. So practice makes perfect. Does that encourage you? I hope that encourages you to do well. Hello, Nines. How are you? Welcome to the live stream. I'm just going to check one other thing here. I'm checking things a lot this morning. It's because my internet wasn't working perfectly. So next one, you can't judge a book by its cover. So you can't judge a book by its cover means that you can't really look at a person, for example. You can't tell by how they look whether they are a nice person or whether they are a wealthy person or whether they are an angry person. So you might see someone who's dressed really, really nicely, and you might think that person has lots of money, but you really don't know. So you could say you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a person by what they're wearing. You might see a person who their clothes has Sorry, even I can't speak English sometimes. You might see a person whose clothing has holes in it and it's tattered. And they might actually have lots of money. So again, you can't judge a book by its cover, is something you would say in that situation. You know, if someone said, you know, Uncle Joe is rich, and you could say, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover, meaning you really don't know if Uncle Joe is rich. Next one. This is another one that I think works well for you guys. Good things come to those who wait. So good things come to those who wait is just another way to say that you need to be patient, that patient people will eventually benefit. So good things come to those who wait is just an encouraging saying for people who need to be patient. Sometimes it's something you can say to your kids, you know, like maybe they know their birthday is coming in a month and they want a present like 4 weeks early, they want it early, and you could say, hey, good things come to those who wait, which is just kind of a way of saying, hey, just be patient, you'll get your present eventually. Hello, No Name, that's a good name. Hello, No Name, how are you? 2 left, guys, 2 left, and then we're done. This one has a couple variations, but this is, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. So the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. So this refers to if you are in your backyard and you have a green lawn, you have green grass. In North America, people are always trying to have a beautiful lawn. They like really green grass in their backyard. But sometimes they look over the fence at their neighbor's grass or lawn and it looks greener. It looks healthier, it looks better. So this saying is about, you know, you don't always know if it is better. I'm not explaining this well. It's kind of about jealousy. So if you say the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, it means you shouldn't always be looking at other people to decide if you're happy. Because from a distance, someone else's life always looks better, but you don't really know if it is better. So the grass is always greener just refers to you should look at your own situation in life instead of always looking at someone else's. I hope I explained that well. You better look this one up online just to get a good description. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. Sometimes it's the other side of the hill, but the grass is always greener. And last one, absence makes the heart grow fonder. So absence makes the heart grow fonder. So what this means is to be fond of someone is to like someone. So what this means is, let's say you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you go away for school or you go away on a business trip. So you are apart for a certain amount of time. The situation of being apart can actually make you like each other more. When you miss someone, when someone is absent from your life, it can make you love them more or like them more. So this saying refers to that the act of being apart can make you like someone more. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So that's what that one means. If there's any questions, put them in the chat. We've been through all 10. I could rapid fire go through them again, but I think that would be a little bit silly. But if you have questions, put them in the chat and I will take a look at them. A few things, housekeeping things again. Click the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. If you found your way here from somewhere else, do click that subscribe button. Give me a like. I got a bunch of likes on this video already. That's awesome. If this is helping you learn English. And then for sure, if you haven't watched any of my other videos, take some time. It's probably the weekend in your country. Set some time aside. They're free. They're all on YouTube. Just go to my channel and watch a few videos, especially the past one. And then I'll put a link in the description below. I do have a second YouTube channel. And that channel has really short videos, less than a minute, really short lessons every day. And it's just a great channel. I'm going to look it up for a sec. It's just a great channel if you're looking. It's called Really Short English Lessons. And I just started it a little while ago. But it's a great channel if you just have a quick minute every day just to learn something new. I'll put it in the chat for a sec. And here is my other channel. I'm not sure if you can click on that, and then I'll also put it in the description of the video, so you can click down there as well if you want to watch that. I know I'm talking about myself a lot. Sorry about that, but let me put that here. Is my other channel. So even later this morning, there will be a short video up in about an hour, and I'll put it down here in the comments as well. And leave a comment in the comment section below. That would be great. But yeah, if you want to watch my other channel, you can head over there. Let me just check the comments to see if there's any questions. Can enhance our English reading. You know, Irene, I don't recommend, like you're asking about a website. You know what I recommend? I recommend that you watch the news in your own language, or read the news in your own language, and then read the news again in English. That way you've read the news once and you understand the news story, and then find a website where you can read the news in English as well. The other thing I recommend is that immediately start using the English version of Wikipedia if it's available in your country. So if you are all of a sudden have a question like, oh, how big is the moon, right? Don't look it up on Wikipedia in your own language. Start right away to use the English version of Wikipedia. Maybe you heard a song on the radio and you want to know, oh, who sings that song? Look it up on the English version of Wikipedia, not in your own language. Irene, that's what I would suggest that you do. Jojo says, I like the way you pronounce every word. I hope I can do the same in the future. So I'm actually I teach computer studies, I teach French, and I teach English. And when I teach French, I've learned that I need to pronounce all my words clearly in French, especially for my younger students. You can see this is actually my classroom right now. So I try to do the same thing in English. If you want, I can take a minute to speak at my normal speed. You want me to do that? See, this is a little test for you guys. So normally I talk about this fast, which is a little quicker than I normally would be talking. If I'm doing a live stream, I want to slow down a bit because I don't want to talk so fast that people can't understand what I'm saying. So that's probably a little faster than normal. I don't normally talk like a crazy person like that, but that would be how I would talk. So how can we improve our vocabulary? This is from Anna Pa. So they say, and I agree with this, so the experts in language learning say the best way to improve your vocabulary is to read. You should read every day. You should highlight or underline words that you don't know. The other thing I think, especially if you need to learn household vocabulary, if you need to learn words at home, is to go by Post-it notes. You know, the little piece of paper that's sticky on one end that you can stick on stuff, and label everything in your house in English. Label the chair, label the light, label the light switch. Put a Post-it note on everything in your home so that every time you use it, you see that word and you can say it out loud. So those would be, Anna, those would be the two things I would do to improve vocabulary. Number one, read. Read the news, read a book. Try to read a novel every month. I know that's a lot of words. And then label everything in your home. Really good idea. I hope to meet someone practice English with me. I'm from Egypt and my mother tongue is Arabic. Yeah, this is one of the hardest things. You can watch YouTube videos, you can read, you can listen to music, you can do so many things by yourself alone, but there comes a time when you do have to find English-speaking people. One way to do it is to use a website called italki or Preply. I've recommended these before. So Preply.com. When I practice my French, I go to Preply.com and I hire someone. I talk to someone from Tunisia, someone from Congo, someone from France. You do need to pay money at Preply, but it's a great way, if you have fast enough internet to do FaceTime or Skype, you can hire someone. Anyways, I'm going to kind of start to wrap things up unless there's any other questions. Thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you next Friday. There will be a new video out. Again, I'm having trouble talking. There will be a new video out this coming Tuesday. I'm not sure of the topic yet. I might do a video about electricity, or I might do a video about lakes and rivers and streams. We'll see whichever one comes next. I have a desire, a want to get outside, so we'll see which one happens. And I just want to end by saying thank you so much for everyone that sent me a postcard. I will do a video in about 2 or 3 weeks where I will show you all of the postcards that I received. I think I have 16 or 17 by now from all over the world. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Anyways, thank you for watching this live stream. I know there's 32 of you still watching, but thank you so much for watching this live stream. Have a really, really good day. Practice that English, and I will see you next week. Bye. I'm just gonna shut down the stream now. Just give me a second here. I'm not on the right screen on my computer to do that. So you're gonna see me talking for a little bit still. And now I'm going to click stop stream. See you later. Have a good weekend.